What's good, guys? Good evening, 200.
Arey Aniket, wait. First, we have to tell them who are we.
Yes. So, I am Aniket,
And I am Sachin.
and we are the members of Toppernicus.
Aniket, but what is this Topernicus?
Sure. So, Toppernicus is a mentorship platform for management and banking aspirants.
And today we are here to launch our first YouTube video series, Get Set Go, in which we will be inviting champions who have aced their MBA exams and now on their way to become future great CEOs and leaders.
Get Set Go will feature on this YouTube channel Toppernicus every alternate Sundays at 8 p.m. So, please subscribe to this channel so that you can avail the interesting content out here. So, without much delay, let's go to the first episode of Get Set Go. So, today on the first episode of Get Set Go, we have a special personality, Mr. Viraj Thakur, in the house. A 99.98 percentiler in MBA CET 2016, an alumnus of the prestigious Jamlalal Bajaj Institute of Management Studies, and a financial expert with one of the major MNCs of the world, Viraj is set to be the perfect opener for the show. And of course, an excellent value adder to your preparation also. So, welcome to the show, Viraj, and thank you so much for being here and sparing your valuable time.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Aniket.
Yeah. So, Viraj, you might have heard us during the introduction that this is a new show that we have started. The reason being that we wanted that students should know from champions like you who have traveled the journey earlier to their respective Dream B schools, and getting a first-hand information and right from the horse's mouth matters. So, Viraj, I will straight away bowl the first delivery to you. But before that, I will let the audience know that Viraj is a commerce graduate. He has also completed his master's in the same stream before deciding to pursue an MBA. So, Viraj, you might have heard this conversation quite common in your friend circle, maybe, or maybe in your college, that यार ये कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स तो इंजीनियर बच्चे ही टॉप कर जाते हैं. So, what advice would you like to give to the non-engineering students out there regarding this notion? Because you were the All India rank one in the other than home university list for Maharashtra state. So, what advice would you give?
Yes. Like you said, there is this notion that these competitive exams, the engineers have an edge over the non-engineers. But I think to me, this is a big misconception. There's no reason to believe that the engineers have a advantage or something, because at the end of the day, the kind of questions and the concepts which are covered in these exams, they are everything based on what you've studied till 12th standard, all those concepts. There's just that engineers are more in touch with algebra or maths because that is a part of their coursework. But for non-engineers, if you spend some extra time working on the basics, getting back in touch with those concepts, then you just level the playing field, and then there's no reason to believe that they have an edge over you or something like that.
Yeah, very well said. I believe that getting your basics right in place and being persistent with your efforts can help.
Yeah, Viraj, I know your response to that question will act as a great motivation booster for our fellow non-engineer aspirants. So now moving ahead and talking more about MBA CET exam, we all are aware that CET is the major part of the CET exam is the reasoning. So can you state few strategies about how one should tackle this section?
Yes, definitely. I think reasoning plays a really big part because 100 out of 200 questions coming from LR and abstract reasoning. So it's really important to work on reasoning. So personally, I really enjoyed solving the puzzles and reasoning questions. So one really important thing is that all these puzzles, they are really scoring for you, because if you can crack the puzzle, you at times get 6 or 8 questions based on one single puzzle. So it's really important to practice a lot, because that is where you develop speed. And then it kind of becomes muscle memory. Like the more you solve these problems, when you just start reading that out, immediately, simultaneously, you are just plotting everything on your rough sheet, and that is really important. That kind of speed while solving these problems. And one tip which the aspirants could follow is that on the rough paper, just have everything noted down before you start the exam. There is that 1 or 2 minutes that you get before the exam starts. You have your rough work paper handy. So just plot everything, all the kinds of alphabets, numbers on that, and that really helps a lot.
Okay, I'm sure the aspirants can learn and score more from by using your strategies.
Yeah, so Viraj and Sachin. So I believe one of the thoughts that the Indian students pick up really well is practice makes man perfect, which is quite evident from the fact that right from our school days we believe strongly in taking up the practice tests, and then this goes along, and especially with competitive examination, the emphasis grows even bigger. So Viraj, two questions to you pertaining to MBA CET mocks. The very first one being that. What was your strategy, or maybe a combination of strategies that you followed while taking a mock? And the follow-up question, what particular method did you follow while analyzing the mock?
Yes, yes, like you said, mocks are they play a really vital role because once all your concepts are cleared, it's just about giving mocks. So the more mock tests you give, the better placed you are while attempting the exam. So one thing I personally did was I experimented a lot initially. So to get my pattern right, I just tried taking Kant first, then at times going with English first, because the same thing won't work for everyone. Everyone will have their own strengths, their own favorite topics to pick up. So initially, you can afford to experiment, and once you get your rhythm in whichever way you are, then just stick to it and keep giving mocks following the same pattern. And to answer your second question, for the analysis part, I think after a point, the analysis becomes even more important than attempting the mock because that is where you identify where you are spending a lot more time or what kind of silly mistakes you are continuously doing. So it is really important to analyze and to analyze immediately after giving the mock because that's when it is fresh in your memory that which question I spent a lot of time on or which puzzle I got stuck on. So you can just note down such points immediately while analyzing and then work on those concepts later.
Well, I completely second your insight, and I believe that most of the students they do take mocks, but they are unable to complete the analysis, which is equally important. Yeah.
So Viraj, my next question would be based on your favorite area, which is cricket. We all know that you are a big cricket fan and you are a great player. You have played some national tournaments, including some other big tournaments. So, do you feel that one's hobby or sport can act as a booster for one's academic performances, and how?
Yes, definitely. I think hobbies or your passion, it plays a really big role because you always need that me time when you're preparing because it can get really stressful at times and very monotonous while you're going through the preparation. So sometimes just some time off that and spending time. For me, it was playing cricket. So I remember after CAT and SNAP, there's a 3 month break before you have the CET. So I played the Nasik Premier League in January, and that is where I really could give some time off and enjoy myself, and then get back to the routine. And one thing it helps you a lot with is your time management and overall development of your personality. So I think sports has helped me a lot during my career.
So, Viraj, you really think that maintaining one's hobby or playing sport every other day, also managing preparation can go hand in hand, correct?
Yes, definitely. It helps you keep active and fit, and even mentally, you remain fit and fresh to go ahead with the preparation.
I think that would be the best advice for aspirants.
Yeah. So, Viraj, coming to the next question, I don't know how you will classify it as a challenging one or a difficult one, but since you have played so many Yorkers and bouncers in your cricketing career, I think this should not be a major one for you. So, what happens is most of the students they have a particular dream B school in their mind, and of course a particular score too. But then some of them they fail to score in line with their expectations, and then they have multiple options. Some of the students they decide to write the test one more time. Some of the students they decide to prepare alternate exams such as banking entrance tests or government exams. So for you, I would like to ask, what was your plan B in case you had not scored well in the exam?
Well, honestly, I didn't really have a plan B because, like you said, when you face Yorkers and bouncers and googlies, I think it is important to focus on the next ball rather than thinking a lot. So for me, CET was what I was focused on, and so I'd attempted the 2015 CET and scored decently without any preparation. So I was confident enough that I'd do well, and I didn't really have any other plan as such at that time. And it's just like going all in or nothing. And it's important to stay in the present, and then after that, maybe you can take a call. But I really didn't have a plan B as such.
Yeah, so you sound like an Arnold fan because I believe him saying that he doesn't believe in Plan B because I think that gives you that feeling that you always have a thing to fall back upon. But yeah, so the students can surely like have certain plans in their mind. Maybe taking multiple examinations from the same stream. For example, the students preparing for management can take up other exams also, such as CAT, SAT, and others. So yeah.
Yes, definitely. It is just important to focus on what's next and stay in the present, because at times you think a lot about the future and you lose track of the present. So it's important to stay in the moment.
So Viraj, talking about free time, let's call it a available time. We usually have a lot more time in between the process of actual exam and getting into the B school. So in between that time, did you enroll for any courses or have you done any internships or did you read any books, maybe motivational books or management books before starting your MBA?
Yes, so there's a really lot of time which you get after the
Yes.
exam. So I personally spent a lot of time on the field because that's where yeah, it was the season at that time. But I also picked up a couple of management related books. So there's this book called The Goal, which is a really superb read and gives a really good overview about operations management and the theory of constraint. And there's one more book which I picked up, which was Rich Dad and Poor Dad. So these are the two books I read during that time. And in hindsight, I feel maybe picking up an internship or some coursework related to management would have helped, because going in as a fresher, an internship can really give you a good flavor of what to expect after getting an MBA during the internship or after your final placement. So that is one thing for freshers. It's really good to have some experience of an internship.
Okay, so you would really recommend these two books, The Goal and the Rich Dad Poor Dad, to our fellow aspirants.
Yes, definitely.
Wow, superb, superb, I would say. This has been a great discussion, and I believe that the opening has been delivered quite well. So, again, thank you so much, Viraj, for your valuable time because I know the corporate life is quite hectic, but you are still available here. And thank you so much for this once more.
Thanks a lot. My pleasure.
Thank you, Viraj.
So, on the concluding note, I would request each one of you to please like and share this video so that maximum aspirants benefit out of this. At the same time, I would also request you to please subscribe to this channel because we have planned some really interesting content going ahead. And this would also serve as a booster to come up with interesting stuff. So, thank you guys. Cheers to great discussion.